What they really meant to each other, Jamie Dornan, Dakota Johnson's hidden truth. Behind the smiles, the denials, and a decade together, lies a truth that Hollywood has never dared to admit. A decade of rumors and denials. For the past 10 years, the question has haunted Hollywood, haunted fans around the world, and divided the entire fandom. What are Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson to each other? Since 50 Shades of Grey hit theaters in 2015, the on-screen couple have become inseparable in the public imagination. Every red carpet, every look, every interview has had the charisma to convince millions that they are more than just co-stars. They have denied it each time. But the tension has never faded. "We're just very close friends," Dakota said in 2018. "We know each other so well that we can almost read each other's minds," Jamie replied. But as the years passed, the denials only added to the world's suspicions. Behind the scenes, when fiction becomes too real. Many of the 50 Shades cast members have spoken out, describing the atmosphere as too intimate, too emotional, almost too real. One crew member confessed, "There were moments on set where you forgot they were acting. When Jamie looked at Dakota, it wasn't Christian Grey looking at Anastasia Steele. It was Jamie, a man, looking at the woman he couldn't have." Reports from filming locations in Vancouver and Paris tell of long, private conversations between takes, riverside walks after late-night shoots, and a relationship that couldn't be faked. A producer, who asked to remain anonymous, shared candidly. "They were in love. That was obvious. But they were both trapped, by fame, by contracts, by real life weighing outside the studio. Two worlds, one secret." At the time, Jamie was married to composer Amelia Warner, a woman who had been with him long before he was famous. Meanwhile, Dakota was finding her own way, and quickly fell for Coldplay's Chris Martin. It was a perfect storm of mismatched timing. They had found the right person, but the wrong time. "We really cared about each other," a source close to Dakota said, "but the relationship was never meant to be what it could be. They knew it would destroy too much." Rumors of secret text messages, late-night phone calls, and secret meetings at press conferences persist. No evidence has been produced, but their chemistry in interviews tells a different story. When asked in 2017 if she loved Jamie, Dakota replied weakly, "He's someone I'll always carry with me." Silent understanding. In the years that followed, both stars struggled to move on. Jamie became a devoted father of 3, balancing blockbuster roles with a quiet life in London. Dakota continued to find success in the indie film industry and a steady relationship with Chris Martin. However, their relationship remained strong. In 2020, at a promotional event for The High Note, Dakota was asked who had had the biggest influence on her acting career. She paused, smiled slightly, and replied, "Jamie taught me how to be fearless on screen." That single statement sparked a wave of controversy online. Fans noticed that Jamie had said the same thing about her just a few months earlier. "Dakota gave me the freedom to show my vulnerabilities as an actor, and as a man." Coincidence? Or a confession? The leaked letter that changed everything. In late 2024, The Guardian published excerpts of a private handwritten letter that Jamie allegedly wrote to Dakota, later confirmed to be genuine. In it, he wrote, "I never hated you, never regretted you. I only regret that we met at the wrong time. Some stories never end, they just become songs." The leak sent media headlines around the world into a frenzy. Does this mean the long-standing rumors are true? A Vanity Fair columnist described it as a confession disguised as poetry, a love story Hollywood never allowed to happen. Dakota's tearful response. A few days later, Dakota posted a black and white photo of a candle on Instagram with the caption, "Thank you for the words I never got to read." It was enough to set social media ablaze. The message was seen as her silent admission of what everyone suspected, that their relationship was much deeper than friendship. Fans flooded her comments with heartbreak and admiration. This is love that transcends time. They never had to say it, we always knew. The invisible breakup. Sources close to the couple confirmed Jamie and Dakota met privately in Ireland shortly after the news broke. No photographers, no family, just two people looking for closure after a decade of emotional turmoil. A local later told the Irish Mirror. They walked along the beach for hours. Not much talking, just holding hands. Then she left before the sunset. If true, this is the kind of ending you only see in movies, quiet, unresolved, but incredibly human. Songs that change your voice. After that encounter, the two found a way to turn their pain into art. Jamie released a hauntingly beautiful song called Unsent, with lyrics that seemed to be directed at Dakota. Maybe the sea will carry your words to me. Maybe the wind will whisper your name. Love doesn't die, it just changes its hue. Meanwhile, Dakota's co-star, Chris Martin, released Coldplay's The Lighthouse, a song that alludes to forgiveness, storms, and love that exists in silence. In a pleasant surprise, Jamie is thanked right at the beginning of the song with the line, "For inspiring the courage to forgive." What are they now? By 2025, both stars appear to have moved on, at least publicly. Jamie has devoted herself to her family and her film career. Dakota continues to direct, produce, and live a quiet life in Malibu. But the world continues to watch. Every interview, every accidental mention, every glimpse of an awards show becomes a topic for analysis. At the 2025 Venice Film Festival, they were seen sharing a brief hug backstage. No words, just a smile. The blurry but powerful photo went viral within hours. Fans simply captioned it, "The most beautiful unfinished story." Hollywood insiders finally speak out. A veteran casting director told The Hollywood Reporter, "What they have is real, but unspoken. That's why it's so powerful. They could never act it out in real life, so they put their heart into it. That's why their scenes are so compelling. It's not fiction." A fellow actor who worked with Jamie revealed. He never talks about Dakota, but when her name is mentioned, his whole face softens. It says it all. Meanwhile, a friend of Dakota's confided, "She will always love him in some way. It's not romantic anymore, it's something deeper. She calls it unfinished peace." When asked directly. Earlier this year, in an interview with the BBC, Jamie was asked bluntly, "What is Dakota Johnson to you?" He smiled slightly and said, "She's someone who knows the real me, the me before fame, behind the walls. And that's rare. It's something you always keep, no matter where life takes you." When the same question was posed to Dakota during a photo shoot for Vanity Fair, she simply replied, "In a way, he's home. Not where you live, where you miss him." The truth Hollywood can't hide. So, what are Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson to each other? Not lovers. Not just co-stars. Not exes. They are each other's unfinished chapter, a mirror of love that transcends all prejudices, contracts, and time. Their relationship defies the simplistic language that Hollywood has always pursued. It's not romance, it's not scandal, it's connection, pure and unbreakable. A producer who knows them best put it best. They've never been together, but they've never been apart either. That's the truth, and maybe that's why people can't stop talking about them. A legacy written in silence. In a world addicted to loud confessions and viral scandals, Jamie and Dakota's story remains a rare one. Love without possessiveness, heartbreak without bitterness, an ending without hate. They turned shared silence into art, distance into maturity, and memories into truths that don't need to be shouted. Some people are just chapters, Jamie once wrote. But some people are a book you never stop reading. And maybe that's all the answers we need. The final truth. They were never officially a couple. They never publicly declared their love. But every look, every smile, every song, every word they left behind whispered the same truth. Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson were more than just co-stars. They were two souls who found each other in a novel, and brought that truth to life. Hollywood might call it a mystery. Fans might call it forbidden love. But now the world knows better. They were, and always will be, each other's other half.